Hello, everyone. Today we have with us Advocate Tushar Agarwal. Mr. Tushar Agarwal completed his LL.B from the Amity Law School, Amity University, Noida, in the year 2015. After working with few renowned Supreme Court judges and senior advocates in Delhi, he has started his independent practice across various courts and tribunals in Delhi. His practice primarily focuses on criminal law, constitutional law, and commercial arbitration, and also deals in matters relating to corruption, corporate frauds, money laundering, and GST tax evasion being investigated by the Central Bureau of Investigation, Serious Fraud Investigation Office, Enforcement Directorate, and Director General GST Intelligence. Mr. Agarwal is also empaneled as young practitioner at Asia International Arbitration Center, International Council for Commercial Arbitration, and Singapore International Arbitration Center, and is also on the legal expert panel of the renowned newspaper, namely Business Standard. Mr. Agarwal has been awarded with Top 100 Lex Falcon Award in Lex Talk World Global Conference in Dubai in April 2021 for his contributions in legal industry. Mr. Agarwal has recently been awarded with Professional of the Year Award at 62nd National Summit 2022, being organized in New Delhi by Indian Achievers Forum, supported by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, in recognition of outstanding professional achievement and contribution towards nation building. Mr. Agarwal has also been awarded with Criminal Litigation Lawyer of the Year 2022 at Lex Talk World Global Conference in Singapore in November 2022 for his contributions in legal industry, especially in the area of criminal law. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right. So to start with, as I ask everyone who's our guest, tell us something about your journey as a lawyer. Was law always your desired field?
See, studying law was always a desired field for me. I was not sure whether I will practice in law or not, because one of the initial aims for me was to crack UPSC and go into the bureaucracy. I had prepared for bureaucracy as well. So law was one of the subjects with which I was preparing for UPSC. So yes, studying law was always a dream. But yes, post preparations, I decided to start my practice in litigation. And then I completed my 3-year course law from Amity Law School, Amity University. And post from 2015, I got enrolled with the Bar Council of Delhi. And then have to join somewhere because I had interest in litigation since beginning when I started studying law. During my internships also, I interned with litigation lawyers. So when I started my practice, so I joined one of the stalwarts in criminal law, Mr. Vikas Bhava, senior advocate in Delhi. So I started with his chamber. It was my good fortune or with the God blessing that I got such a good chamber to start with my career, which gave me great exposure. And that was a starting point, yes, which I would say proved to be a landmark in my legal journey, that under his mentorship and everything, I started my career. So yes, and after that, law became not only a dream. We used to go courts and we regularly practice day in day out. So yes, that's so far, and we are still trying to get release for our clients.
All right, true. And how would you describe your experience in litigation so far? And who were your mentors professionally and personally throughout this journey?
So, see, in litigation, I would say there are two, three streams of law. The corporate law is one, arbitration is one, litigation is one. So, I enjoy litigation thoroughly. Going courts is just like it's a hard. It's necessary to breathe. It's necessary for your heart to just pump, and so that you can live. And so that's why litigation is just like this only. So if I do not go to court one day, so it just feel like I'm just sitting idle. It's nothing. So yes, I enjoy litigation thoroughly, and yes, professionally and personally, I would say my mentorship starts from my home with my parents and my grandparents. Obviously, especially my grandfather. So because discipline of life is very important to start with your career and any part of your life. So yes, a lesson of a disciplined life was taught to me by my parents and my grandparents. So I'm always grateful to them. And as far as professional mentorship is concerned, I already mentioned the name of Mr. Vikas Bhava, senior advocate. He's one of my mentors who still guides me, who has guided me, and who will continue to guide me, because even today also, with some complex problem regarding criminal law or any other law, if we go to him, so he's always ready to tell us, guide us, tell us about the strategy to pursue the case. And even as a senior counsel, we brief him for the matters in some Supreme Court and High Courts. So yes, and also I would like to mention some colleagues which I met through my associateship with Vikas Bhava or during my independent legal practice. So those colleagues are also proves to be a good mentors, because sometimes you want to discuss any point, so you get a new perspective about the law. So getting a new
Right.
perspective and having an urge to learn is very important. So that's always should be there with everyone. So yes, these are the mentors, and we continue to meet new people and new advocates, senior advocates, judges. So yes, everyone in every meeting gives you a new perspective, which proves to be a good learning point in your career.
Right. And during law school, were you always drawn towards practice, or were there other dimensions that interested you?
See, initial there was a interaction which can be to every law student. Initially, when you start practicing, so the economic part of your commercial law and the big law firms charm of working with law firms definitely attracts you. I did internship with Lutheran Amarchand Mangaldas at that time.
Okay.
So because that attraction was there, yet I have to work with a big law firm, and when you don't work with them personally, so there's an impression, yes, they are good in paying scales, and there's a good cases or something. So that's there. So initial attraction was there, but when I started, when I did the internships with the litigation lawyers, and when I did internships with the corporate law firms, when I compared where I enjoyed most, or where I got to learn more, or which subjects of law attracted me more. So the criminal law one was one amongst them. And in criminal law, majorly it's all about litigation. Why I would say that? Because in criminal law, that starts with the complaint, FIR, you have to fight for the bail, everything. So it can all happen in courts. So primarily you can say yes, it was some attraction towards corporate law. But yes, after my second semester, you can say I was completely attracted toward litigation. Even joining a Supreme Court judge for a clerkship, or joining a senior advocate to start with my career, the entire purpose was to learn everything about the court craft, style of arguments, how you present your case. So that's very was very important. That was the endeavor to learn, so that whenever I start my independent practice, so I can satisfy my clients with my drafting and with my arguments to the judges. So that's everything. So you can say litigation, I was inclined from very beginning towards litigation.
Right. You also completed a diploma course in criminal justice. What was the process?
See, that was a recent one, not old one, when the COVID started, basically. It's yes, so it's a diploma course online provided by the Harvard University.
Oh,
So everybody was sitting idle at home. There was no work as such, I would say. Initially, in March 2020, April 2020, everyone. So initially, we enjoyed the lockdown. I guess everybody must have enjoyed. कोई काम नहीं था, कुछ नहीं था. We were enjoying. But yes, when the second phase of lockdown again announced in June something, so then we started feeling what to do, because there were some cases, but very few we were doing online. Even the courts were not very familiar with the online video conferencing modes. So very few urgent cases used to be taken up by the courts. So then I decided that I should invest my time in learning something or reading something. So yes, I used to write articles also, but then while reading some article online, I came across some this ad of Harvard University providing some online diploma course. So yes, the process was very simple. I reached to the website of Harvard University on this course curriculum. I read through. They wanted a statement of purpose for me, SOP, why I want to
okay.
join this course. They want a letter of recommendation from someone who can recommend me. So I got from one Supreme Court judge and with whom I worked, and my senior advocate. So I send it that, and post that they send you few questions for the your answers to know your perspective, that why you want to join, and some general questions. So I filled that questionnaire online and post that they confirm you that you are selected for this course. So it was a 6 month course. But I would say, though it was an online, I had an apprehension whether it will be a good classes or not, or something like this. So there were some classes which were already recorded,
Okay.
which were you can access at any time. There were some classes which were live directly by from the professors, and then post all these classes and subjects. There were few practice papers in between. After every module, there was a practice paper you have to do. And after 5.5 months, when everything was done as per the teaching is concerned, there was a one final practice paper you do, and then one date you get it on which there will be a final examination.
Okay.
Whatever you have read, you have to give that exam, and then they give you a passing mark. Whatever there's a threshold of passing marks minimum you have to get, then they give you this award you this diploma. So it was easy. So this 6 months passed so easily because I had something to read, I had something to learn, and then give the papers or something. So that was the short journey of 6 months. So, but it was good. It gave me a good perspective how the foreign professors teach you, and you also interact with the foreign students online sometimes, and because you get to know many people who are pursuing this course. So it was a great exposure. While sitting in India also, I got an exposure of a foreign university and teachers and professors. So it was great. So if you have time, young students have time during their summer internships or something, you try to explore these courses. These courses add on to your CV, to your exposure, as well as to your learning also.
Oh, so this course is also open for students also.
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
It is
That's
for students, practicing lawyers, everyone.
all right. And the process is same as you described. You go
Yes,
through the
yes, process
website,
is
you
same.
fill the form, SOP, LOR.
Yes, yes, yes. Then they create your user ID passwords so that you can access at any time. There's a flexibility also. Sometimes you are not able to give a practice paper on that particular date. For example, they which they have scheduled. So there's a flexibility of giving it after 10 days also. Something you can make your schedule.
All right.
So, and every class which they give you live, that is recorded also. So if you feel that you are not able to take a live class, you
Okay. You can
listen
go
to that
back to
recorded
them.
class.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
That's nice. And you're a first generation lawyer who's achieving new heights every day and has handled high profile cases such as Sunanda Pushkar death case, Upahar Cinema case, Noida Ponzi scheme scam, Bhushan Steel financial fraud case. Can you talk about any particular memorable case that you handled?
See, it's very difficult question, I would say. Every case comes up with a different challenge, and it becomes a memory ultimately when you solve that challenge. So, yes, see, as far as handling these high-profile cases is concerned, as I mentioned, I was very lucky that I got to work with such a stalwart of this criminal law,
Mm,
Mr. Vikas Bhava, and then obviously with the exposure I got, because the learning and exposure you get from your chambers with which you
mm,
have worked, that helps you a lot in your independent practice. Because ultimately, what learning you have taken from there, that only you apply to your clients' cases, and get you are able to get relief for those clients.
right.
So yes, but yes, I would like to mention two cases. First of all, that Sunanda Pushkar death case itself. So
Mm,
as everybody know, it was a very highlighted case because the charges were which were now Dr. Shashi Tharoor has been discharged from that charge sheet. Though the Delhi police has again challenged that order in High Court, but it's still pending. So as on date, Dr. Tharoor has been discharged from that case. So being Dr. Tharoor involved in the case, the entire media attraction used to be on that case. Even it's a small date where there is nothing to argue. Even we are just filing one paper, the entire media attraction used to be on that case.
right.
It's not that Dr. Tharoor coming to court, then only media is interested to know, even if he's not coming then. So the great learning I got from there, because I was assisting Mr. Vikas Bhava in that case. He was handling the case, and he was the case of Dr. Tharoor. He was leading in that case. I had a lot of media pressure to get the internal information of the court.
Right.
So every day I used to go the court files to the with the case files to the court. So there used to be a lot of pressure that any media person will come and ask what is the information in this case, what's going on in this case, and you have to be very smart or very sensitive about disclosing any information of the case,
Right.
because there were orders in this case that you cannot disclose the details of the cases to any third party stranger. So this case taught me that if you get any high such profile cases in future, so you have to be very careful, first of all, while preparing for the case, because the stake involved is so high that you cannot afford to commit a single mistake.
Right.
So you have to be on your toes, so that you can assist your senior very sincerely and very dedicatedly without any mistake. Secondly, when you know there's a lot of media attraction, so in that case you have to be very patient and not much enthusiastic that this is media, so I should say something, give some comment, because that comment can ruin the case of your client. And ultimately any lawyer does not want that. So handling a high profile case itself is a challenge, and so that learning I got from there. And secondly, I would like to mention the case of Upahar tragedy, which happened in 1997. A leg of it I was handling of this Upahar cinema. So there was a tragic fire in the Upahar cinema located in Green Park, where around 57 to 60 people lost their life. So the Association of Victims of Upahar Tragedy, we were representing that association.
Okay.
So it was a pro bono case for us. We were doing that. So in that case, the complainant, the Madam Miss Neelam Krishnamurthy, who was leading from the side of Association of Victims of Upahar Tragedy. So that ma'am and her husband lost their two children in that case, Upahar tragedy. So that's why they were leading the association. The kind of dedication they have in the case, right? So that was a complainant has to have, because there are so many cases pending in the courts, and the state being represented by the prosecutor also has lot of cases to do, and accused interest would be of either delaying the cases or something like this. So it is the complainant who has to pursue his own case, support the public prosecutor with the documents, with the reading of the case, that this has to be filed, or this has to be cross-examined, this has to be examined, and then ensure that the case moves at the right pace. So if you'll meet that couple, so they were so dedicated toward their case that their children and other people who lost the life, they should get justice. Right. So doing a pro bono case itself gives you an example, yes, that sometimes as a law, it's not about charging fee from your client. Yes, obviously you have to earn, you have to raise your family and everything, so that's okay. But when you are in this noble field, it's your job also to serve the society and give something back to the society. So in pro bono cases, in that case I learned so much, and ultimately people will get to know how was their journey of fighting, since that this case has come in the form of an OTT platform, Trial by Fire on Netflix. So
Right.
so I must say the law students and everyone must see, it clearly depicts the kind of fight a complainant has done and got success in the case, whatever the lawful relief we can got from them. So yes, these are the cases. Otherwise every case is a new learning, you continue to learn, and always whenever you become this, we have learned, even you become a senior advocate, even you become a judge, and even you become any arbitrator or anyone, just have urge to learn, just open your mind and always meet the persons with an intention to learn, because with the dynamism this field has, so if you'll not learn the new things, so you'll progress or your growth will stuck at one point.
Right. You've also been awarded the Professional of the Year by Indian Achievers Forum. What suggestions would you give to lawyers who wish to go independent?
See, for going to, first of all, that award, when I got to know that I'm getting the award, I was also shocked that I have been nominated for that award and selected. So that was, I would say, again, one of the milestones in my professional career. And these awards gives you a boost that whatever you are doing, you are going in a right direction.
Right.
Whatever you are doing, your contributions are welcoming in the society, and they are helping in the nation building and everything. So that's all, those are always a boosting power in your career, because when you get recognition for your work, so it
Hmm.
always motivates you that you continue to do whatever you are doing. So that's there. Yes, for starting an independent practice, see, initially being a first generation lawyer or second generation lawyer, yes, it is little tough being a first generation lawyer, obviously, because you have to create your own mark, so that if any generation subsequent to you want to practice, their journey will become little bit easy. So yes, but starting an independent practice requires a lot of patience.
Hmm.
So if you, any law student after the law graduation is planning to start in litigation, so try to be more patient, and just be ready to invest few years of your life in learning itself. That's it. Because when you start your independent practice, you will immediately not get clients,
Right.
because you are a new lawyer, you are saying that you know the law and you can help the client, but client also has to have a belief that yes, this lawyer is capable enough to represent my case and get me the relief. Ultimately they are believing in you, trusting in you, that you can present their case before the court effectively and get the relief.
Hmm.
So every client cannot immediately believe you when you have started independent practice. So I would say just be ready that for first 6 months or 1 year you will not get any case. You will just have to be go to courts, just observe the proceedings in the court, and just meet new people. Just continue to be in touch with your mentors, guides, your friends who have helped you during your associateship, something. So from these conversations and interactions only the things come out, because when you'll meet, discuss, so any new problem come and people get to know, okay, you are independent, doing independent practice, can you handle my case, I will refer to you that case. And then when a client is being referred to you, you have to put your 100% in that client conference, because if you have retained with your knowledge that client on that conference, then the client will be with you for the entire journey of the case. That first conference is the first impression, would say, where the client gauges that yes, this lawyer has a capability, this lawyer can handle my case. So yes, patience is very important, what I have observed till now, and what my mentors have also told me, that during these days the students are little bit impatient of getting settled early. I don't know what are the reasons. Some reasons are that also, because some professions pays you little bit early. For example, you do a job in MNC or something, so they start paying you a little early. But in litigation you have to be very 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 patient. You can't say that from the day one you will start getting success and you will get settled immediately. It's a profession. On a lighter side, I'll tell everybody that when your hair will start growing white, then you only will start getting the fruits in this case,
Hmm.
because experience is very very
Yeah.
important in this case.
Hmm.
Even my senior used to tell me on a lighter side that you will not become Mr. Ram Jethlani in a one day. People
Definitely.
want to become Mr. Ram Jethlani single day. He was Ram Jethlani when he gave us 75 years of practice in this profession. So
Definitely.
yes, litigation requires a lot of patience. So just come up with the urge of learning and continue to practice. Definitely, this profession has so much work; it will give you fruits, but you have to wait, and you
Right.
have to just learn with your seniors and go. If you are pursuing litigation, go to courts. Even I, to till date also, even I don't have any case on a particular day of a week, for example. So but I go to courts, I observe the court proceedings, I still listen the senior counsels when they argue their case. They give you so much perspective for your new cases. Sometimes while listening them, you get a new argument for your own case, and then you go
Right.
to your chamber, then read it and apply in your case.
Right. Sir, are you currently engaging interns or lawyers? If so, then how can they apply?
See, as far as interns are concerned, I usually hire 4 to 5 interns every month. So yes, for interns, it is always open, and I make sure during COVID period also I have hired interns online, and I have made sure that when they could not come to court, so I give them a online Zoom session about the procedural law, so that they don't feel that their internship is not paying them and they are not learning anything.
Yes.
So yes, for as far as lawyers are concerned, I'm not hiring as of now, but whenever I hire, I post it in on a LinkedIn. I also circulate in my lawyers group that I'm hiring a lawyer. For example, as an intern is concerned, if anybody wants to apply, they can apply with their CV on my email.
Okay.
So I can share. Yes, it's a simple process. I personally check every email of mine. So but whatever emails I receive every week, so I check on Sundays, and whatever reply I have to do, I just do it. So yes, you can apply for the internships with your CV on my email itself.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. You've been really generous and kind with your time and guidance. Thank you so much. We really appreciate what you've done for us. We wish you all the
It's
best for.
always pleasure. When I the a line in your email which attracted me to give this interview, that my this interview can help the young budding lawyers to learn and to start their practice with the confidence. So if my learnings and my achievements can help my young friends, so that's nothing like it. It's always my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Most welcome, Ritu. Thank you.